Welcome everyone to Discover This, and welcome to 2025. So today we're doing a story about someone I wanted to do a story on for quite a while and finally got to where I needed to be to get it done. And that's Huell Howser. And if you know of Huell Howser, then you know he was really special, did a lot of great videos, probably well considered by many to be the godfather of vlogging. Probably the original vlogger, I guess. And a lot of great stories on people, places, and things. All the different programs he did. And through it all, he loved the desert, especially the southwestern desert of the United States. And that's where he chose to buy his homes. And that's where he chose to live the last years of his life. So today we're going to go visit his homes, and we're going to go check out some of the places he liked to hang out in, and just kind of have a Huell Howser kind of a day. So let's do this.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Now Huell Howser loved the desert so much that in the early 90s he ended up buying 2 homes out in the desert. One here in Palm Springs, right here at 247 North Monterey, and another house up in the high desert of 29 Palms, about 30 minutes or so away from here, maybe a little more. But he loved it out here. So this house here, 247 North Monterey Road, has 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, plus a pool. And Huell really loved living here. And he would spend as much time as he could here. But while he was filming in LA, he would live in Los Angeles during the week. And he had an apartment there. And then on Fridays he would finish as early as he could and head out here to Palm Springs, or to the house up in 29 Palms. But many of the times it was here to Palm Springs. And this is the house Huell Howser bought in 29 Palms. It's on Sunrise Road. He bought the home in the late 90s, and he put up this modern steel fence that you can see, at least goes around the roadside part of it. But the house was built in 1952. It's 2 bedroom, 2.5 bath, sits on about 12 acres. It's got a pool. It's actually called the Wheelhouse. And you can rent it out. If you look it up online, you can rent it out for a weekend or a month or whatever. Live in Huell Howser's house. Not sure if anybody's there now, so we're not going to be too intrusive. But anyway, this is Huell Howser's house in 29 Palms, or it was, for a number of years.
We've got a Foster's Freeze out in 29 Palms where I have a home. It's one of the old-fashioned ones. I go there for a chocolate. What do you call these exactly? Dip cone. Chocolate dip cone. That's what I have out there all the time. Doesn't get any better than that. And what I like about it is the way that's hard on the outside, still soft on the inside. I actually don't know how they do it, but it works. The president doesn't know how.
And when Huell Howser was at his 29 Palms house, this is the Foster's Freeze he would come to when he needed his chocolate dipped ice cream cone. Unfortunately, it's closed now, gone out of business. But here on 2 Mile Road in 29 Palms, a little bit of Huell Howser history anyway. It's kind of another angle. But fairly secluded. It's on the road not too far from Highway 62 and pretty close to one of the entrances to Joshua Tree National Park, which is on the other side of that hill, that mountain over there. Well, we're out here in the Mojave Desert, and the house on top of that hill there, that's called the Volcano House. And that's another house that Huell Howser owned. And Huell Howser bought this home in 2003. And it's very isolated out here. I mean, there's like nothing around. Interstate 40 is off in the distance, but can't really get there from here. You can, but this is way out here. And to interact with people, Huell Howser would have to get in his car and drive to the other side of the highway, the freeway, Interstate 40, and go to the Baghdad Cafe in Newberry Springs. And that's where you'd have to go to hang out with people. And ultimately, this house was just too isolated for Huell Howser because he really liked to interact with people at least once in a while, and there is nobody out here. So he eventually got to the point where he would come out for the day, and then he'd end up leaving midday just because it was too isolated. He couldn't bear being there at night with no one around. So he ended up gifting the home to Chapman College in Orange County in 2012. And Chapman College used it for a retreat for a few years before ultimately selling it in 2015. And it's now a private home, so you can't get up there and check it out, but it's kind of an architectural wonder. You can look it up, the Volcano House in Newberry Springs, California. But just another house that Huell Howser owned out here in the fabulous desert. And when Huell Howser was home here in Palm Springs, he would very often come down and hang out in La Plaza. And he had done an episode about La Plaza, which you can go watch. But one of the things he liked about La Plaza was it has his favorite hamburger place. And his favorite hamburger place is Tyler's here in La Plaza. And you can see that on his the episode he did about this little area here. But Tyler's apparently originally started out way back in the day as a gas station, and then it became the Greyhound bus depot, and today is Tyler's Hamburgers. Another thing Huell liked about La Plaza was Luigi's Barbershop right here. This is where Huell Howser would get his haircut, at Luigi's, right here in La Plaza. Then when Huell was doing his episode about La Plaza, the people that were guiding him around showed him this doggy dish. Now back in the day, there were 3 of these around town, but when Huell did his episode, the owner of the property at the time had filled it in so it wasn't usable. So Huell got together and started a fundraiser to get the current owner to rehabilitate it and get it fixed back up to its glory days. Then in October of 2015, on what would have been Huell Howser's 70th birthday, he got a star on the Palm Springs Walk of Stars. Right here at La Plaza, and right next to where the doggy water bowl is. And another place Huell would come to have a meal once in a while is Smoke Tree Ranch at the dining hall here. And it's private residential area, a lot of history here too, but anyway, Huell would come here once in a while and have a nice meal. Smoke Tree Ranch. And another place Huell Howser would come visit on his own time, although he did do an episode at this location too, but he would come here on his own time and walk around, and that is the Morton Botanical Garden. And if you haven't been here, if you've been to Palm Springs, you really need to come check it out. It's a fantastic garden area you can go walk around in, and you can even buy plants here, but lots of different cactus and succulents from around the world. And Cactus Slim Morton was a treasure to this area, and a lot of history with him, which that would be another video. But Huell would come here just to walk around and hang out, but just on South Palm Canyon, just past where it turns into East Palm Canyon down there, so just past downtown. Now in 2010, Huell Howser basically moved out here permanently, and he would commute to Los Angeles as needed. Then in November of 2012, Huell Howser abruptly quit his shows. Now, what he had kept private from everyone was that he was having some health issues. He had cancer. And so he quit in November of 2012. Then in January, in fact January 7th of 2013, at the age of 67, Huell Howser passed away in this house from prostate cancer.
Causes early this morning in Palm Springs. The host of TV's California Gold retired from the show at the end of November. The show was broadcast on public TV stations. He worked at WCBS in New York before moving to LA. California's Gold became the best known of Howser's magazine-style TV shows about his travels in the state, but he also hosted Visiting with Huell Howser, Road Trip with Huell Howser, and other programs. He was the first to be given full access to film on the grounds and interiors of the Rancho Mirage home of Frank Sinatra on his show California's Gold.
We'd always say hi. When he was out, he'd be out in the yard occasionally. Seems like a nice guy. The neighbors talking, she's known him a long time. Anybody, it seems like any of these people that have known him for a period of time just have the nicest memories and stories of him. What a nice, gentle man he was. And I think that's a really nice tribute.
Palm Springs Mayor Steve Pugnier issued a statement this afternoon after the news of Howser's passing away. He said the city of Palm Springs is incredibly saddened by the passing of the remarkable Huell Howser, a local resident, tremendous journalist, and one of our city's #1 cheerleaders. On behalf of our citizens, I want to thank him for all he did to support the spectacular Palm Springs destination through his in-depth and colorful reports. We will miss him terribly. Huell Howser, television host and desert resident, dead at 67.
And after Huell Howser passed away at his house, he was brought here to Forest Lawn, and per his wishes he was cremated. And then also per his wishes, as outlined in his death certificate, his ashes were scattered in the Pacific Ocean just off the coast of Los Angeles. Now, even though Huell's ashes were scattered in the Pacific Ocean, there is a marker you can visit. It's at the Chapman University Columbarium at the university in Orange, California. So you can pay your respects there, or you can come out here to the desert and pay your respects to Huell out here. Now, in case you didn't know, Huell's longtime cameraman and friend, Luis Fuerte, wrote a book about their time working together on California's Gold. The book is called Louis, Take a Look at This. Quite a good read, so I understand. I haven't read it yet, but especially if you're a Huell fan, it may be a book that you want to check out and either purchase or see if your local library can get it for you. But Luis Fuerte, Go check out his book. Well, that's going to do it, everyone, for this story about Huell Howser and his love for the desert and the homes he had out in the desert and some of the places he liked to hang out in. And you can still check out all of Huell Howser's videos on the Chapman University, Chapman College website, and do so. Even if you've seen him before, they're worth checking out again. I mean, he did such a great job with all his stories over the years. So please go check them out. And just remember Huell Howser, what a great man. And I thank you for watching this video. I appreciate you taking the time. If you're a member of AAA, the American Automobile Association, they have a Huell Howser map here that has some places that Huell Howser filmed at and things around California. I think they have two. This is the one I have, but they may have another one also. But you can go to AAA and get this map of Huell Howser's some of the sites he filmed at. But with that, again, I thank you for watching, and we will catch you on the next Discover This.